Horsey, the son of Honor Code, who earned over $2 million in just 11 starts, is here and ready to do business. Horsey is here to do business. Horsey is here to do business. Welcome to the platform. Good night, and welcome back to this platform. And as usual, I have to remind you, if you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. That way you can get every ounce and bit of content created right here, and any bit of information that is available that I can produce, it'll be right here. I've been looking forward to this meeting tonight for quite a while, quite some time actually. And I had it booked off, and I know that there's a lot of information, a lot of action happening down in Barbados at this time of the year. And Mr. Clarke, he never disappoints, man. Actually, I enjoy speaking with him. If anyone, if you're curious and you want to get a bit of, what do you call, realness, a bit of frankness, someone who just talks to you. He's not worried about emotional stuff. He just tells you as it is, and that's what I enjoy most about Darwin Clarke, man, because when we have conversations, I'll reach out and say, hey, look, man, what do you think about this? And he's not going to tell me based on my feelings, try not to hurt my feelings. He's just going to say as it is. And that's what I appreciate about some people, So anyways, going to bring him to the stage now, and then we get started. I believe we have another guest on too as well, but I'll let him fix himself, get curious. I know he's new to this platform too as well, but first we're going to introduce my man, the one and only Darwin Clarke.
Hey, Derek. Good night, Derek. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm pretty good, man. Good to have you back on again. Always a pleasure, man.
Thanks for having me. I mean, I will come on every day if you need me to.
Hey, look, man, I can tell that you're not at home, and this is the second time you came to the platform, and it's kind of revealing that maybe you don't live at home no more. Is that what's going on?
No, I'm still at home, man. Hey, if I wasn't at home, I'd be in Barbados. So, maybe this is a 12-step program. I'll be in Barbados here in 10 more steps. But I was so anxious and ready for the program. I got here an hour early. I should say an hour early, and set myself up, and then I realized it was 8 o'clock Eastern, so that's my bad. So I just sat here and I waited for an hour, to come on. So that's why I'm out in a restaurant. But I'm cool here. I'm cool in my community. Everybody knows Darwin, so whenever I go to establishments, you'll think I own the place. So all the wait staff knows me, and I try to be a good neighbor.
You know what, something. This where you at reminds me of the pit stop where Rocker Bowen did an interview from. You sure that's not the same place?
Yeah, I think he went to a Waffle House, I think, but this is an establishment called Hops and Drops. So I guess they have some good beer and good food. But acquaintance of mine, he said every time I talk to you, you're always eating. So I'm just having some coffee tonight, so I stay awake.
Hey, it was just last year, probably around this time when you were saying that you need to get yourself back into shape,
Yeah.
and we talked about a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And
Well, wrong is a shape, Derek. I'm trying to go wrong, so that's a shape. I keep threatening myself to go on a diet and this and that, and it's like, oh my god, man, I need a carrot. I need some kind of encouragement. But the last time my sidekick, he saw me on, he's like, dude, you're getting fat. So I went on this crash diet for a while, but it is challenging, man. I wake up every morning about 4 Pacific time, and I probably don't go to bed till probably 10. So my excuse is I just don't have the bandwidth to join the gym and hit it hard. So I guess I'm fine for now. Getting oil and fat to go together. So it's all
that's a
good.
good combination. Actually, I think actually a lot of old fat people are probably the most successful people. I don't know if anybody could talk me on that, but
Well, maybe I'm
that's
eating my
usually how
money
it
out
goes.
then. I'm probably eating my money out. I got to cut back somehow. But yeah, so in my office, we have a full kitchen and we have a lady that cooks. So she cooks breakfast most days. Every day, definitely lunch, but most of the time I'll skip lunch. But there's always candy. Oh my God. It's like temptation heaven to lose weight. It is rough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
was that all your suggestion for the for all
oh,
that food and
oh
all that?
no, that's the boss man. I think what
Oh,
he's doing, it's a mental thing. So he says, you don't have to leave to go to lunch. So you put in more work in the office. But a lot of high tech companies do it, like Facebook here, Microsoft, Amazon. They'll have full kitchens with cook staff. That way, you come in, you chill out, you eat. You don't have to go spend 2 hours at lunch. It's a good strategy.
you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
We actually where I work to is the same thing too as well. We have food catered to us, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, just kind of keep you there. I don't know
Keeps you
what.
locked down at the desk. Yeah. You're not going anywhere. Say, I'm going to
It's not
lunch.
so
I'll be
bad.
back in 3 hours.
It's not so bad in the winter too, because who wants to get out there in the winter and roam around.
Yeah. But it's like going to a Costco. There's everything in that kitchen, Derek. There's Lotus energy drinks, coffee, an espresso machine, jerky, M&Ms, all different types of candy, tea, coffee. Said coffee already. And then she cooks like every day, every week. There's a menu. Yeah, it is too much, man. But a good thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, man.
Yeah.
It kind of keeps you active. A lot of people love the sweets. A lot
Hmm.
of, especially the chicks in the office too. They don't mind the sweets. They love to. I don't know how they do it, because I don't like the sweets anymore. Back in
Yeah,
the days, I did. I don't like the sweets anymore.
I used to hate them, but I was saying the last year or so, I developed a sweet tooth, so you can see it. It's getting buried, man. But I'm sure when Derek comes on, he'll tell me I'm getting fat again, so he doesn't hold back anything. And I'm man
But-
enough; I can take it. You know, I
Well,
can take it.
you always need a good friend to tell you when those things happen. You
Yeah,
know
an honest friend for sure.
exactly. Well,
For sure.
I don't know. I guess we can bring him on. Or is there anything you want to put out there before we get uh, Mr. Lynch on the
Oh,
platform?
oh no, I can tell him whatever I need to tell him in front of his face, man.
Before we bring him on, because my mom, she always would say, look, you can't, you're an older Barbadian woman, you can't talk in front of people's face. You got to talk behind their back.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell him to turn around so we can talk behind his back. We can do that. he he can do a 180, and we can talk behind his back.
All right, look, man. I'm kind of excited to bring this dude on the platform. First time being here. We spoke quite a few times in the past, and I've always invited him here. And for some reason, he's always declined. So I don't know why he's declining, but now he's ready to come on. So without any further delay, let's bring the one and only Mr. Derek Lynch on the platform.
Oh, there's that guy.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Derek. Good night, Darwin.
How you doing,
Hey,
my brother?
I see everything here is the 4Ds. Demand for truth. Derek Haley, Darwin Clarke, and Derek Lynch.
Oh my
4Ds.
God. I don't know if that's a good thing. Triple G, 4D. I don't know.
Derek,
Well,
hey Derek.
maybe hopefully we're having everything in 3D so that people can see it.
You
I gotta
better
tell you
believe
this,
it.
Derek. I gotta tell you this because you know there's 4Ds because over where you at is a little dark. You know what I'm saying? Where's your light, man? That's what I'm telling you. You gotta come on
Hey,
earlier so we
Derek.
can tell you and fix you up. Put some makeup on you.
He said he needs some light.
I don't know how
Can
to
you hear?
fix that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You
But that's fine.
pay the bill, man. Hey, now how you fit like problem? You pay your bill, my friend.
That's all right.
Well,
Uh,
cut me off for 3 minutes and let me get some light.
Oh, I think
all
you're
right.
good, man. You're good. I can
No,
see it.
we'll give him 2 minutes,
First
maybe.
time, first time starter. You know, you a little backward, a little green.
We'll give him some time,
Yeah.
Doreen,
All
because
right.
3 minutes is a lot of time, and you ask any female, she'll tell you that. If
Oh, he's in better light now.
all right, Darren, we'll remove you and bring you back on when you fix the light. All right,
Yeah.
Hmm.
all right. Oh man, that's some fun.
Oh God, yeah. It's fun. It's fun to make fun of you. It's good to make fun of yourself when you're old. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
fun in the sun.
Yeah, fun in the sun, bro. We're off and running.
Oh man,
S-
so Mr. Darwin Clarke, I guess you got a lot of stuff going on. It's that time of the year.
it is
Um,
Gold Cup time. 6 weeks away, Derek. Can you believe it?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we've been
six
we've been
weeks, man.
counting down.
I think from Saturday, 6 weeks, we'll be ready to go. So I'm waiting
Ready to
on
go,
Derek
huh?
to get back on. Hi, Amy. I just
So
wanted to.
I mean, you got a couple horses, or is this some news you want to break? Let me just let you warm up before we get into that first. Um, let's talk about some other stuff before we get into Barbados because I think
Okay.
Barbados can take maybe a few minutes.
I was
Maybe.
waiting on you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that lady in the back maybe was saying something.
No, she just said hi. Probably want to know if I'm all right. Yeah. This is
Oh,
not my
okay.
spot right here. I don't sit here normally. I have
Oh,
a
I see.
particular spot. You know, I'm kind of
Well,
anal when it comes to that. So,
oh, so you
yeah.
do have a spot, and you're real familiar, and people know you around there. You're popular.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh,
What's your
I,
favorite? What's your favorite thing to have there?
I just come here and have one drink and bolt. You know what I mean? I don't really eat a lot. That's why I don't understand how fat I am. But it's probably the
Yeah,
consumption of
man.
that one alcoholic drink a day. You know, maybe I don't know. But I think my Achilles heel. I sit a lot, so I spend a lot of hours sitting, drive a lot. Yeah, so I think that's it. And I don't exercise at all. I'm not like you. Just go hit the treadmill. You know.
I've been trying lately. To be honest, man, I was the kind of guy who was religious in the gym. But then I used to be in the gym every day, and sometimes, believe it or not, I would 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm at the gym. Then guys out
Wow.
in the club. I'm in the gym.
Wow.
But what happened was, so I was at the gym and working out and putting on a lot of muscle. People who knew me as very skinny. But
Right.
then I put a lot of muscle on. I went from 155, 160, and I moved it to 185,
Wow.
and that was all muscle. But as the years went on, my doctor say, "Hey, look, man, you gotta cut back a little bit because for your weight, for your height and everything, you gotta be careful."
Right.
So I kind of slim. I just went trim and
Oh,
I went back down again. And I'm the kind of guy it doesn't take me long to lose weight. So
yeah.
uh, I'm
As
one of
I'm
those
getting
rare kind of
older,
people.
it's really hard for me as I'm getting older. I mean, like today, I had a bad eating day. I had no breakfast. I had coffee, and then I was out on a job site. And one of my superintendents, he bought a small pizza, and I had 2 slices. And now I'm here. And when I
Mm.
go home, I'll probably make maybe some protein and a salad. But I still gain weight because I sit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't get out there and run. But yeah, I want to. I don't need to stay in shape. So
Well,
that that's my excuse.
if you walk a lot, I walk a lot now. I do a bit of walking,
Okay.
and I don't run because I did a lot of that back in my days playing soccer,
Right.
and my knees are pretty bad now from basketball
I'm not
and
running.
soccer.
Yeah.
So now I'm just kind of
Just a
walking, do a lot of
walker.
walking. Yeah, I'm a walker.
Yeah. I
All right, Derek Lynch, I see you. Are you ready? Are you ready to come on, Derek? All right, my man. We'll bring Derek back on and let's get going. He's a big part of this operation. We need to hear his voice and hear what he has to say. A man with a lot of information, man. So welcome back again, Derek. Here we go. How you doing,
I
my
think you're
brother?
darker, bro. Yeah, you move the light, but anyway, again,
That's fine.
first time. Oh, there you go.
There
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
better. That's better.
That's
Yeah,
much better. You
we
got
can
to
see
get
the
used
man
to
now.
to the platform.
Yeah,
Oh, here we go. Sorry.
he's flexing the muscles. This man was always a
It only
skinny
looks
guy. No, he's like flexing his muscles like he got muscles.
it only looks so on camera.
Okay. Right, well, let's get into it, man. So, as we'll probably have 2 horses in the Coolmore and the Gold Cup, but Vividly had a slight injury. Don't know how she hurt her hock, but she hurt her, I want to say, left hind hock.
Oh
You don't
no.
have hocks in the front, so you have to be behind. But anyway, she's moving a lot better now, so we're going to enter, see how it goes, and if she's fine, we'll run. If not, we're not running. We'll just come straight for the Gold Cup. And then obviously we have the big Pat sewing machine. And tonight he's in Miami in quarantine, flying out in the morning. Should be in Barbados when I wake up in the morning, and hopefully travel well and all goes well with that. But he is excited and ready to go, man. Ready to go.
Oh man.
But
So,
I think Derek can talk more than him. I should
but
say
hang on.
Lynch because we're 2 Dereks.
Should you say that Vividly came up with an injury? Is that what you said?
Yeah, she was supposed to work on Saturday. They brought her out. She could not put that back legs to the ground. So called the vet, had it x-rayed, and treated her for it. And the last couple of days, she's a lot better. She's almost, I would say, 90% today. So hopefully tomorrow she's 100. If she's 100 by tomorrow, we'll put her on the saddle on Wednesday, let her jog, and then if she comes out of that fine, we'll resume training. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, the last 6 months been a little rough. We had a lot of losses, a lot of head blows. But we're taking them. I mean, it's part of the business. We're not new to this. We're true to it. So we'll just take what comes to us and we'll move on.
And before we move on to Lynch, because I'm really excited to hear Lynch speak and to get him on here because I've been kind of asking him for quite a while to come on.
To get on,
Uh,
yeah.
let's before we move on, can we just speak a little bit about a Vividly injury? I guess it's not too bad, and Jockula is also on the shelf as well.
Yeah, she has a little splint that we're dealing with. It's almost healed. And she'll go to the farm for a little bit. We'll throw her out, let her heal more, give her some rest, and probably bring her back midsummer, end of the summer. but we're not going to bring her back until she's 100% either. So we'll give the horses a time. That's it.
Good. Well, I mean that's good. If she needs some time to heal.
Yep.
Time heals most things, you know.
Well, I don't know if you know, but we call Mr. Lynch the stallion killer. I'm going to get him in a conversation, because he keeps his horses to like 10.
Stallion killer or the battery killer?
Battery and stallions. So when he's on the line with us, like we're like, hey, I'm down to 10%. I got to go. If not, he'll kill your battery talking, man. The guy
Well,
is
he
by
ain't gonna kill
far
mine tonight because I'm plugged in.
one of I forgot my train of thought there.
Well, Mr. Lynch, I want to bring you in now and let you add to this conversation. For those who don't know Mr. Lynch, Barbadian born, a New Yorker, and he's well versed with the horses. He has a ton of information, always ready to school. He knows so much. Tell us a little bit about your story and your involvement with this horse Pax sewing machine.
Well, right now, Pat Sewing Machine is Fun in the Sun. It's owned by Fun in the Sun. I am a part of Fun in the Sun. So we all going to be having fun in the sun. Hopefully, win, lose, or draw, we will be having fun in the sun in Barbados. For the
So,
Coolmore and the Gold Cup.
so what excites you the most about this horse going down to Barbados, and and what's the part of this that you're looking forward to, the Coolmore or the Gold Cup or both?
Actually, both of them, you know. But more the Gold Cup. That was a dream from time the Gold Cup started in Barbados. Yeah. From a young boy, I always tell myself I would love to have a horse in the Gold Cup. You know,
Yeah, we
one
we, tr- we tried this in 1995, right, Derek? I want to say 95.
no 19. Let me see. I bought the two horses in '93. They get to
Okay.
Barbados '94. 94, I think January.
Yeah. So
So
we
you know
tried.
what? At that time, Darwin was the trainer.
Yeah, we tried this before, so it's like better and better. I would say better, bigger and better, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that was quite a while back, but can you share a little bit about that time and what happened, what transpired during that time?
Well, one of the horses, she was just a horse, and the other one, she had a little class, but she got hurt. She had a knee, and she was one of those sensitive horses that and smart. She knew she had the injury, and she will not put out more than what she need to put out, rather than to injure herself. You know. Yeah,
Oh
she was
wow.
that type of horse. She's not going to give you 100% to hurt herself. Some horses, the legs were breaking off, and they're still trying to run. But she wasn't that type of horse.
So I guess the horse didn't make it to the Gold Cup.
No, actually, she didn't even win a race.
Yeah, I think we run
I
one
think,
third in a 9 furlong race. If
yeah,
my memory serves me. Yeah.
yeah. With Gaskin,
Yeah.
Steve, with Gaskin, you had on last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gaskin rode her.
Oh, he rode the
Yeah,
horse. That's what I kept
yes.
saying. I keep saying, Darwin and Derek, is that this horse racing world, man, it's so connected. How could you burn bridges, or how could you be stay mad at somebody forever? I mean, it's so it's so close.
Yeah. I
Everyone's so close.
I really
Actually, the
don't
same
know.
Gaskin. Actually, the same Gaskin coming like my little brother. You know, from time he was a little boy, 2, 3 years old, he was becoming from the same neighborhood. Family generations go way back. You know, from his grandmother into my grandmother and mother, and so from a little boy he used to like growing up by the link, you seen his brother Troy. We go way back,
Well,
Stephen Gaskin.
that's quite some time going way back. I gotta say.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to hearing more of that story. Or maybe we can get you on here when you finally warm up to this platform, Mr. Lynch, and you get
Derek,
used to it.
Derek, 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 it doesn't take much for me to warm up. All you gotta make sure is that you have your batteries backup batteries.
All right, my brother. All right, my brother. I'll remember those words. Now, let's talk some more. Because I know that last year Darwin was really excited about moving into the Gold Cup, and you know it seems that he had jocular and vividly, more vividly I guess pointed, and then between him and Rocco and to Sean Hazelwood, they pulled some Bigfoot moves, and before you know it, somebody had the spar wrapped up with a horse that was talking about in the Gold Cup, and uh, are we going to see something very similar here?
I don't think so. As far as the movement of the horses, I think these two horses are definitely going into Gold Cup. So it won't be any, move into the spa. They're both distant horses. Um, the only thing I don't like is that they both come from behind. I wish I had some speed to inject into the race, but the Gold Cup usually runs fast, and I think they should have enough speed. But I would also say I heard today that the Smiths has a horse coming, so that's going to be some excitement for the race fans. And in our opinion, the more the merrier. It's about the fans, giving it back to the fans, having the full feel. I mean, we're there to compete.
Well, I was going to say the same thing because I remember last year there's a lot of excitement, mostly created by you, at least on this platform. I don't know about in Barbados, but you created such some a whip of excitement that it was quite a few horses shipping down, and and lo and behold, there was a lot of excitement, and
Yeah, it's going to
you
be
know
again same thing this year. Some
it's going to be the
excitement.
same thing. You think
Oh
so?
yeah, it's
You,
gonna be bigger.
You think that two,
Yeah,
three,
boy.
four people is gonna buy horses and send them down to Barbados?
Well, I don't think so, but I think what I'm hearing about the horse that's coming for the Smiths, I heard is a very good horse, and apparently Ryan Moore is going to ride it. So that within itself will create some more excitement.
Where'd you get this information from? I haven't even heard Kent Lane talk about this. So can you
Oh,
tell me
really?
a little bit about this?
Well, I was saying earlier, like Kent Lynn, he usually calls me once or twice a week, but no, he has the big boys coming. He doesn't talk to me anymore, so I
Yeah.
know it has to be true. But apparently, it was released yesterday. I want to say so. He must know about it. I mean, but I'm not sure if Derek heard about it. But
Have you heard about this, Derek?
No, actually, indirect. Darwin told me today.
so,
Wow, man.
but yeah,
Well,
so it's gonna be excited.
I think this is exciting for me as a fan, and if I was Kent Lane, who was writing articles in Barbados Today or wherever, I would be like, I would have the public in my hands because you got some good jockeys down in Barbados, and to go up against Ryan Moore and to beat him. I mean, it's the horse really, but for the fans, really, is all about who beats who as a jockey and all that stuff. That would be exciting for me.
Yeah, but it will be exciting for the fans to see a jockey of this caliber ride on our track. This doesn't happen every day. I mean, I'm blown away that he's coming to ride. So I'm
Is it
sure the
is it
average fan.
is it from your point of view, Darwin, and Derek, you can chime in as well. From your point of view, um, is it a big deal? Is it more a big deal if Ryan wins, or is it more a big deal if one of the other jockeys win?
It's a big deal no matter who wins. It's a Gold Cup, so doesn't matter if Ryan Moore or an apprentice if he rides in the race wins. It's a big deal. What do you
Wow.
That's
think,
right. You
Derek?
gotta line them up.
Yeah. I know if we win, it's going to be a huge deal. It's going to
Oh
be
my goodness.
pandemonium.
You better
Somebody
believe that
called the
word.
ambulance for Mr. Lynch because he'll pass out.
Well,
Two weeks
I
before,
I, I,
2 weeks before, 2 weeks before the cool morning, they already start walking.
Hey, Derek, do you understand the term stall walking?
I sure do.
Okay.
I was schooled by one of the Ryan Jones.
Okay.
Ryan Jones. He taught me a few things in the early times. So
Yeah.
he told me he had a horse that was stall walking a bit, and that's what happened. So, anyways, he pointed out to me.
Yeah. So that's
Horse
what
got
Derek is
moving
doing
all the
right
time.
now.
Well, right now he's sitting pretty still. He's pretty
Oh,
good.
but maybe I've seen this in my time, around
I, I,
horses.
I took 2 air spills.
So
Hey,
it's for calming down. It will calm it down.
hey,
So
gentlemen, I want to replay something that last year we had a conversation because I know Darwin. He gives me usually about 40 to 45 minutes, and then he usually says, "Look, Derek, I gotta go." So so I want to replay something from last year.
it,
You can tell me your thoughts on this, and you know, let's go. Why are you doing this, Darwin Clark?
I for all the time I've been here, I would always tell people you have to go to Barbados. You have to go see this unique island. And I would always say it's not that I'm from there that I think Barbados is this great island, because I've been to almost every other island in the Caribbean. So I know like Barbados is unique, or people are special. It's just a good time. I mean, it's hard to explain it without being there. At one stage of my life, I used to go to Hawaii twice a year. Water's is nice, temperature is great. You get to eat American food, but it's still not Barbados. Barbados always have something extra. Yeah, and I think that's what I want to share with people is like, go see it. You have to go see this island. You have to go see horses run in Barbados, and the unique setting, all the stuff that it offers, and somehow a horse race breaks out.
yeah,
Yeah, I had to bring that back, replay that because I was wondering, like, if what you created and what you're doing, man, I think it's pretty awesome. And you're a great champion for Barbados and horse racing in Barbados, and I had to commend you on that again, man.
well, I think this year we have a couple people from Finland coming. Um, two Canadians. Two Canadians are coming. Who else? Florida. My Montana people, they're in Mexico right now. I'm not sure if they'll attend. But that's almost 10 people I could think of off the top of my head that will be there because we're creating a horse racing destination where you can come watch a horse run and enjoy Barbados. I mean, there's other syndicates out there, other horse racing groups, but it does not give you a destination like Barbados. So it'll still be unique. It'll always be unique. I mean, the proximity with you and the horses that's not created, that can't be created anywhere else. So it'll always be a top notch destination. And my number is 40. I have about 10 this year. My number is 40. So when I get to 40, it's going to be pandemonium. I mean, maybe we'll have to get 2, 3 horses, but my number is 40. I want to do a 40. What do you
That's
think,
pretty
Derek?
awesome.
Well,
Lynch.
well, when they get to 40, then we look for 60. We keep raising the bar all the time,
This man is
Keep
pushing the
raising, keep
envelope, man.
raising
You
the
want to
bar all
break the
the time,
ceiling.
you
Well,
know. And we have some well-wishers that are not part of Fun in the Sun
That
directly,
will be
but
coming, yeah.
we have some well-wishers like my friend Joseph Flor. Actually, I'm going to give you a story about Pat Machine and Joseph Flor, my friend Andy
mhm.
and Ricky. You know, when
well,
we
well,
went to the
keep going.
sale, because
Go ahead. Go
when we
ahead.
went
Tell
to
us.
we went to the sale, you know, it usually be Andy and I, which is same Joseph Flor. So I got my list. I always have a list that I can the horses pedigree and stuff like that, but you still have to go see them physically. So we get down to horse number four. I'm going to purchase at that time, and we get to the ring bidding now. So I told Andy, I said, Andy, hold on. Because Andy's a guy, when he actually said, Andy bids pretty, pretty, pretty. I said, Andy, hold on. Ricky Legal standing right next to me. I said, hold on, Andy. Andy going to be bidding, me bidding. So when the bid drop on Andy, the people come down for Andy to sign the paper, the bid drop on him. So he look at Andy and say, wait, that you horse. So rather than Paxo machine, he almost was named Joe Jump and Bid.
Joe Chapa, baby.
Yeah.
George.
He listening to it. He listening.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Ricky
he's
Darwin
listening as
laughing.
well.
All Ricky doing is laughing. But the sales is something that I love to go to the sales. Even even though it takes money to get a nice horse, because you don't just have to compete with the wealthy people, you have to compete with the pin hookers. And a nice horse is a nice horse. And sometimes you may be you go to the sale, you're looking to spend 20,000. These guys can spend 40, 60,000 for the same horse because it's high chances that they can pin hook it, make a good score on it. Yeah.
I get
That's another
I get
part.
the
That's another part of the game too. That is the pin hooking. I did a
uh,
little bit of it, not too much.
I just want to tell Darwin, just because we want to hear Derek, I know you're in the restaurant, so anytime you want to speak, you can always unmute yourself because I just muted you, or there you go. But just because you're in a restaurant in a public arena and it's a lot
A lot
clearer
of
when
background
we
noise. Yeah, it's all good.
exactly, but that's fine. It gives a good ambience, a good
Yeah.
feeling to it. Uh,
But Derek didn't tell you about a horse he pin hooked some years ago that he sold to the coach Wayne Lucas. He got a nice horse that he sold. Got a pretty penny for it too.
Of course he did. Well,
Okay.
I mean, I met Derek now for a little while,
Yeah,
and you
I got
think
it.
that he
I
wouldn't
got
tell me
it.
that?
I got it very lucky in that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but he
Tell us the
spends his
story.
money too. I mean, he spends good money at the sales. So
Tell us the story, Derek.
Oh, that's a filly. I name her. Actually, I'll name a lot of my horses after my deceased wife. Yeah, her name was Patricia. Everybody know her as Pat. So that horse I named Pat, Pat, Pat. Yeah.
Hmm.
I bought her for 5,000. Probably put in another 20,000 into her. Um, Ricky Legal was training her. We took her to Saratoga, and the first time she ran second, and she beat some $1 million horses. So before she could get back to the saddle ring, the phone was Ricky Legal phone was ringing. Yeah, and she was sold. Joseph actually, the same Andy Joseph Lewis, he did all the negotiating in selling that horse because I was working night in the night time, and I tell Andy, you do all the negotiating. You know my number. My number was 250, but I mean 200,000 for $5,000 horse. That I spent. You could get the broom and all, the bucket and everything. Yeah,
it's like here's a rope, here's a groom, the halter, everything.
Hey,
you
look,
better believe it.
Lynch. I get the feeling you don't mess around. Like you see that's a good deal, and you just let's go. That's a great deal.
You
But
see,
Derek,
listen, you gotta be a realist. You come from Barbados. I don't know your background, but 99% of we Barbadians, we don't have any money. We poor. We
That's
are
right.
passionate about the sport, but we don't have any money, you know.
I'm a poor
And
man too.
you don't fall in love with horses when you get the right price.
yeah,
You're not looking for fame. You're looking for fortune. The fame would
hmm,
come after. You know.
yep, that's for
You gotta
sure.
take you gotta take that money. You know what? For we guys, 200,000 for these wealthy guys. That's like you got a puzzle in box and you got the pennies. You put the pennies in it. That is you gotta sell. You can't fall in love.
I gotta Darwin brought up this thing about pin hooking, and Derek brought this up, but I just want to share this story because earlier today Derek was schooling me a bit about pin hooking, so I wanted him to like kind of school everybody else about some of these terms and some of the language being used in the backstretch and throughout the sales and in the horse racing world, because it's very important that people know about some of these terms.
Yeah, yeah. Pinhooking is basically, you buy a horse, put it in training 7 months, you flip it, yeah, and you make a profit. You know, I remember Chris Griffith. He had a nice pinhook too. He sold a horse to Mike Rapoli, and these are heavy hitters in Todd Fletcher. And I think he bought that horse for under $5,000, and he sold that horse for 100,000. That's a good score.
Hey, look, man. I remember speaking with Chris, and I think some people were having some differences with our horse, but I think that was a very long time ago, and times have moved on. But
Yeah,
definitely is a great deal. Great deal.
but I don't
Go
know
ahead,
if you
Darren.
noticed, Mr. Headley, but Derek and I go way back from teenage days. I'm not sure if you know that, but I think I met Derek when I was about 14 or 15, might have been younger. So we go way back.
Hey, that's a long time,
It's
man.
a long, long time. We will have so much stories to tell about our youth, riding around,
A lot,
break
a lot.
dancing, dyeing our hair, ears,
Yeah,
piercing our ears,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
Now,
skating on roller skates. Yeah, we go way back.
I want to ask you something pretty honest. Maybe Derek, you can tell me uh, this bit. You guys go way back 14, 15 years old, and Darwin Clarke was the jockey then, did pretty well in Barbados, um, horseman, trainer, and now he's grown into a businessman. What can you say about this man? After so many years, you can say about him, watching your friend grow from, I mean, teenage, 20s, 30s, 40s. We're going to stop in the 50s right now. But
50s, yeah.
I
what
think
can you
I
say
think
about
I
this
think I
man,
think
man?
you went up. I think you went up a little too much. No, no. Darren was always a cool, level-headed, respectable. Um, from a young man up till now, as a grown man, he learned how to be more outspoken. He was never outspoken guy. He was always very reserved. Used to use a lot of diplomacy back in those days. But now he put everything on the table. You know, and that's why I was telling the trainer Charles Williams, because Charles Williams, and I knew Charles from 5 years old. Charles and I go from way back, from primary school, and we from the same neighborhood, which is KFL. And Charles, when Charles was getting the horses for Darwin, I call up Charles. I said, Charles, no, let me make something clear and abundantly clear to you. The Darwin B.F. Clarke that you know in the same, this is a businessman now. So don't take friendship and abuse it, or not. You will be an ex-trainer.
Now, I wanna start right there because I don't know if Darwin can chime in on this, because how important is that? Darwin, your friend Derek just said quite a few good words about you, and um, to share how you have grown over the years. How important is it, not only for you, but as for anybody else, to have that respect when you see one of your friends or colleagues or someone in your neighborhood or whatever grow, to be mindful of those things and help them grow as well, and approach it as a respectful manner. How important is that?
Well, I think among my peers right now, we have a level of respect We don't lie to each other. We try to be as honest as possible. And it's really no whole bars. If Derek thinks something is wrong with my horse, he would call me and say, "Hey, I think this is wrong." If I think something's wrong with his horse, same thing. I told him, man told me I'm getting fat. I need to go on a diet. So who does that? You know what I mean? And I still speak to him. So it's a level of respect and honesty. It's absolutely, you know, of all the group that grew up together, Derek was always the most focused, the most driven. Like he said, I was kind of reserved for all my life, but moving to the U.S. changes that. Getting into business in the U.S. changes that because you see everything as dollars and cents. It's not, well, this is my friend or this is that. So if you don't change, it'll eat you up. You know what I mean? People will just walk over you and crush you. So you have to tell people where to get off really fast. So I've learned that, and I'm proud of myself that I've grown in that area. But I would let people take advantage of me in the past, but it's no more. It's just, are you an asset, a friend? Do I want to be better, equal, or less than? So it's those things I take into consideration making decisions. And with my friend Charles, I still think he's the best horseman in Barbados. But things are not working out. They're not working out, and he knows that. Derek knows that. Everybody around me knows that. I'm ready to move on. Just business, and you don't want to say that to your good friends. But I'm sure if I ever have to move on from Charles, we'll still be friends. I don't think it'll be a personal thing. He just knows his business.
Now, do you think that your friends can real truly understand that business part?
Well, everybody takes things different. So there might be a little hurt feelings, might be a little crushed ego. There may be things that would complicate the relationship. But I think time is a healer of all things. So if you give it time, um, if you look at it through both lenses, I think you'll come to a path where you guys can move forward.
I agree. I mean, to be honest, I said some things about you earlier, and that's one of the things that I really appreciate about you. Is that after speaking with you off air, I'm able to ask you a question or your opinion on something, and you can give it to me straight without worrying about are you going to be worried about how I feel? And I don't want people to worry about how I feel. I just want you to tell me as it is, and that's
Right.
that's important for me.
In my world, I don't care about the blowback. I just don't care. It doesn't phase me. Um, I work every day, so I don't have to ask anybody for anything or beg them for anything. So if you can't take my honesty, you just park. Just see you later. I mean, I've made tough decisions, even being back in Barbados. My good friend Tashawn Hazelwood, you know, I told him, hey, if Jockler goes in the Gold Cup, you're right in it. I said, but keep that between us. I said, if she goes in the Spa, Rocco's right in it. And that was a hard pill for him to swallow, but I was honest and straightforward with him. I did not hide it. And obviously Rocco rode her and won and stuff like that. And he handled that like a champ. I mean, we're still friends. We still talk. So kudos to him for understanding.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing to have
A
those people to
very
understand what you're
level-headed
saying.
young man. The Sean
Was
Hazelwood, very, very
Hazelwood?
level-headed young man.
Have you met Hazelwood?
Um, Indirectly, I met him when he was in Barbados last year. Yeah, but last year, year before last. But I never like when I introduced myself or anything like that.
You'd be perfect. You'd be
Because
perfect for
my
this
job in
uh, for this
Barbados is
platform. I say you will be perfect for this platform behind the scenes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He likes to be that way. He likes to be incognito.
yeah, yeah. I like to keep it that way.
Hey, look. Well, I'll be in Barbados, and I want to be able to document some of these activities and be able to catch a lot of the vibes. People. How they go about their business. The horses, the horsemen, horsewomen, and I'm hoping that we can build something great together, gentlemen. And I
Yep.
hope that things work out very well. Fun in the sun.
Well, we hope, and at least we're gonna have the fun part. So it's
Yeah,
90% of what it's about.
we will.
It's fun, man. You got to go
Yeah,
to have the
we be,
fun. If
we
the
be,
horse wins,
we be, we'll be definitely having fun. Even another guy behind the scene too is into mischief.
I know. Yeah, yeah, he's coming. Well, it depends. I mean, if he drops that fall, he might not come. So he's in fall right now. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, we have a
I,
friend.
And and I know you're watching Johnny Watson
Oh,
into
this.
mischief.
that obviously is an inside joke. I don't know anything about that, so I'm leaving that alone.
Well, that's a good.
Oh boy.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
I
Yeah,
want to ask you
That's a
too
good.
about the horse, Pat Sewing Machine. I want to ask you because I mean, obviously you're shipping the horse down. You said it. The horse is in quarantine. Will be in Barbados when tomorrow,
Tomorrow
Wednesday,
morning. Yeah.
tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. Yeah.
And the plan is to run this horse in the Coolmore and also hopefully or run it definitely in the Gold Cup. What happens to the horse after? Is the horse staying in Barbados?
No, he's shipping back. Yeah, he's shipping back to the U.S. to the U.S. first, but I'm not sure if Derek is going to run him in Canada or wherever. So Derek can
Okay.
speak to that.
Do
I
you care to
haven't
speak
made.
now?
I haven't made after he come back. I haven't made a decision. I ain't make a decision yet what they're gonna do. But more than likely, it's Canada. Because he has he's Canadian. He's on Ontario sir. He's eligible for those bonuses and so forth.
Okay, so
So
it makes a lot of sense in the horse world.
Yeah.
Bonuses
yeah.
are very important.
But I make a full decision yet.
Okay,
Darwin will help me make that decision. The same Andy will help me make that decision because Andy plays a big role in a lot of the movements that I make with horses. Yeah. Andy is a serious guy. He's very outspoken too. He gets right in your face and tell you what he gotta tell you. So he
So
makes a
Hmm.
lot of calls. Ricky Legal, he's quiet, but Ricky Legal will say, I think you should do this, I think you should do that. We have a real good group around us, that give you the honest opinion and they're well wishers, they means well, you know.
okay.
Bigger. Bigger's another guy you can call to. Biggs, what do you think I should do? Henry Miller. He will tell me. He's a very straight up guy and honest.
he's a very good guy too. He's a
Yeah,
tremendous human
yeah,
being. Yep.
Yeah,
yes.
Does a lot.
we chatted, and he's put me on to some good people too as well. And all these guys are walking into my life. I'm very thankful to have you all just be able to give me as much input and so forth here and there. It's really helpful. Having a great network of good people is always important. People who are very outspoken and or very well not scared to say what you have to say. So that I appreciate that.
Yeah, anytime, man. I mean,
Yeah,
anytime he needs to come on.
I always like to deal with people that are very straight up because you know what you're dealing with, you know? And I was always that way. Darwin could tell you that I was always a straight up, tell you as it is, respectfully, not disrespectfully,
Yeah.
respectfully.
I want to pose this question to both of you because you both shared that you were friends from 14, 15 years old and back in Barbados, and how important or what does this mean to you, gentlemen, to reach this kind of level where you're able to send horses down to Barbados and give back to a community that start you off?
I'll let Derek go first on that one.
My answer to that is you're driven by passion, very passionate about the sport. Barbados is my roots. Barbados is where I had my best fun. I enjoyed my best racing was in Barbados. When you living in North America, you gotta be out there making that money. Sometimes you got a horse running, you gotta be at work. And if it's in New York, I could call up Andy or Ricky and say, listen, I can't make it. Go make sure everything all right. And the Ricky, you know. So when you're in Barbados, like living in Barbados, you had the money. You know, you got the passion, but you had the money. You love this thing bad, but you ain't got the money. You know. So if you get a couple of dollars, you know how many you can invest. You know, send a horse back to Barbados. You know, it's a good feeling, real good feeling. Yeah.
I want to ask you something. Once Darwin speaks, I'll ask you something to touch base on that. Go ahead, Darwin. I think you got something to say.
Yeah, well, for me is I remember the days when I would look forward to see the Gold Cup horses come in, whether we're having horses from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago. That was excitement. But there's no way in my wildest dreams that I would think that I would be at a point where I can actually have a horse in that race. I mean, you might have dreamt about it, but the reality now is that you can do it. We can do it almost every year. We're going to try to do it every year. So it is far and beyond my wildest dreams. And, I was talking to someone earlier today about the horse that's coming. And I say, you know what? There are little kids that might skip school just to come to the track to see that horse. So a new horse is coming in. They want to see it, want to see a different style of horse. I mean, it's beyond my wildest dreams. So I'm glad that I'm in a place where I can do that for someone a little kid like me when I was a little kid.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I got to add, Lynch, also that the horse looks pretty good. I see I've never really seen too many photos of horses standing the way how Pat Sewing Machine is standing with his private kind of sticking out like that. That's pretty manly for your horse just to be standing there, sticking out, looking very like in control. That's an awesome picture. I think Kent Lynn or somebody posted the picture. I don't know who took it, but it was kind of funny to me seeing a horse. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah, he was probably just totally
I,
relaxed. That's what it's telling you. It's
first,
like, sorry, Derek, go ahead.
first, I will correct you. Not my horse. Right now, it is our horse. Funny listen.
Well,
Funny said.
When it get
well
back to the states,
when I'm speaking to
when it
both
get
of
back,
you. So please understand that.
yeah. Excuse me for my rudeness.
I told you it's straightforward.
I can appreciate that.
But yeah, it's just a horse being relaxed. He's just relaxed, so he'd let
You
that
know,
part out.
from from a baby, from a yearling, he was purchased. He was small. He was on the smallest side. Ted could tell you that too because Ted saw him in Ocala, I believe, when he was a late yearling, early 2 year old. He was a small horse, but you can see that he need time to grow and develop. And that's my middle name when it comes to horses, time.
Now Stallion
I
Killer.
love to give horses. And well, my good friend in Kentucky, Larry DeMeritt, is called me a stallion killer. And I must tell you too, all this like going to the sales and buying horses and stuff, the man that is instrumental behind this is the infamous Godfrey Griffith. He and I we drove from New York to Lexington, Kentucky, 1993. And from 1993 till now, almost every year I go to Kentucky. He taught me a lot about
Man,
freshman
that was,
sirs. And in the beginning, this is what he said to me. He said, I'm going to tell you something now. Do as I say, but don't do as I do. And he's another straightforward, honest guy. And he taught me like basic things how to look for horses, like when horses walking like Michael Jordan, you call them pigeon toes. When the walking not knee, it's like in the back, the close in the back. He taught me a few things how to start to identify to look at horses because I really didn't know how to look at them. But over the years, you go to the track and you keep developing your eye. You go to the sales. When you go to the sales in Kentucky, we go to the last half. You're looking at over 2,000 horses.
wow, man.
You know.
That
So
time when you picked that horse out for $5,000 and you made $200,000 from it. What I want? What was your initial feeling when Lucas wrote the check or whoever, and you just kind of walked away? What was your feeling?
That that was a home run, and the icing on the cake was going up to Saratoga and having a conversation with Lucas, meeting the coach because that's one of my idols. I love to hear Lucas talk. He's the ambassador to this sport. Very knowledgeable, and I love to hear he. I love as we the same Barbados. I like old talk. He got enough old talk. I love
So
Lucas.
do you remember what he actually said to you?
Yes, because he has a really good sense of humor. First thing he asked me is, so how much more horses you have? I told him that was the only one I had. He said, oh, so I closed your stable.
I was hoping you tell that one.
He shut you down.
Yeah, he said, close the table down.
But at that time, that was a really good way to close my stable down.
Hey, look,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty
Yep.
sure you didn't mind at that time.
Of course not.
Huh? All
I'm
the
sure you
time.
didn't mind.
All the time. I remember very well. I call in the bank and hearing how much in the account, and Andy was right there too. Because you will hear me mention Andy name a lot because at the racetrack they call me and Andy one and one in.
Hmm.
One and one in. Everybody know us is really close. So they call me one and one in. You know, like at the races, you got a entry. That's how
Yep.
they call Andy and like one and one in.
Yep.
Yeah. So Andy was sitting there and I listening to the phone now. I got everything lower down. And when I hear the money, when I realize the money in the account, I said, Andy, yes. Yeah. We're going back to the sailing shop
Yep.
because the sale is a beautiful thing. I love the sales.
How'd you hear this money in the account? Did it drop and made a loud bang?
No, listen, no. I passed by the bank the first time, right? 10 minutes before I passed the bank was standing straight. And then when I passed back, the bank was like this and leaning.
I love it, man. I love it. Hey, there's quite a few people, or someone, I'm not sure, but I was gonna ask you this question as well, but maybe you don't have to answer this yet. But people want to know who's riding in the Coolmore. You know, the fans love to know this jockey is riding. So I don't know if you care to answer that yet, or we just gonna skip that. Up to you.
Am I
I'm
still
gonna
with you
answer that
guys?
already.
You
Did you
gonna
hear
let
the
Darwin
question
answer
already?
that?
Oh yeah. That that's the CEO of Fun in the Sun. That's the head man of Fun in the Sun.
Well, well, I guess we'll wait for his lead. He just kind of he popped off for a bit, but he will come right back on. It looks like he was fixing his phone. Maybe he was getting a message or something. So you know these things happen. Here we go. Once he's ready, give me a thumbs up, Darwin, when you're ready, and we'll go back up. All right, here we go.
I lost connection there. The
Yeah.
bank was leaning so much that I think I, I fell off.
That had to be your bank, not mine.
Did you hear the question?
What was the question?
There were a few people, even myself, but I was gonna wait, save that, let you bring that on. But yeah, people are curious to know who's riding in the Coolmore.
Jockey not to be D, to be
All right.
determined. Yeah, we'll get with the folks and figure out who's the best rider for him. But I know in the Gold Cup, our boy will probably ride the best of the lot. So hopefully he has the Coolmore to get a good assessment on which horse is better, and he'll ride that one. But we're not sure for the Coolmore. But hey, we're full of surprises, so we're gonna do something fun probably. I don't know. We'll see.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's 2 weeks away from now, right?
Um,
Derek,
2 weeks.
10
Derek,
days, 11 days.
Yes, sir.
Ryan Moore, Ryan Moore is coming in for the Gold Cup. Darwin may get Lanfranco de Tori. Watch out.
Oh boy.
Hey, we kicked that idea wrong, but we kicked that wrong. So hey, you never know. Hey, Derek, I would drop everything if that was possible. I kid you not. That was
Wow.
my favorite jockey from day one. The guys in the
Right.
bookie shop, they had Pat Ettery, Willie Carson, Ray Crockrane. And I said, I love this apprentice that rides for Luca Camani. And the day he won all the races at Ascot, it was either 94 or 95. Because we all used to go to the betting pool and bet, you know. And I remember the second race, he defeated Pat Ettery on a filly. And I cashed my ticket and I told my good friend Roderick Lovell. I said, Roddy, call me in the morning when Frankie win all. And guess what? Frankie won all the races at Ascot. But
Wow, man.
I can tell you from the horses that he used to ride way back in the day, like Black Monday, Southern Love. I mean, that people don't even know. I mean, because he used to ride second call behind Ray Cochrane for Luca Camani. That's when he was a bug boy. But that information I have because I worked in the bookie shop at the time. So I was fortunate to have that type of info and see this kid develop. But was always a superstar in my book.
And that's the Tory, of course, right?
Yes.
And I want to ask you because the Tory can't be, I don't know how much older he is from you or what, but
I
even
think
from a young age, he's still
he's,
one of your favorites.
yeah, he's in his 50s. Yeah. But
Wow,
I
man.
I
mean,
think
like
he's like 53.
the first person, my first favorite was Steve Cotton. I was a Cotton Henry Cecil man, you know. Old Vic, Belmez, what's that nice filly? Anyway, I mean, like every year they will have the best 2 year old turning three. Something Chief, I don't know if Derek remember that horse. Be My Chief, I think his name was. But every year Cecil and Cawthon would always have good 2 year old coming up to the Derby. So I was in their barn, winning a
Wow.
lot of maiden races and stuff like that. But yeah, when he retired, Frankie was my rider. Yeah.
Wow,
And
man.
another thing too, Derek. Another thing you must know too, Derek. Right? Back in Barbados, when we used to be following the English racing, everybody had a barn, a jockey, a trainer.
Yeah.
That is my yard. So you group out. You cannot jump ship and see you going to another barn
Yeah.
because the guys from that barn now it ain't happening.
Yeah.
And
I
we
remember.
with tiger horses. He mentioned a guy named Roddy. Roddy is the first guy who taught me to pay attention to pedigree. Roddy has a excellent retaining brain, and he knows pedigree as good as any bloodstock agent in the world of today. Roderick Lovell and this guy Robert Downs. I
Yeah.
just call Robert my bloodstock agent to Europe. Any European horses I want to know the pedigree, I call Robert. Robert, he always tell you that Lynch, I was more sure. But when he tell you he was more sure, he's 100% correct. Robert Downs. But
Yeah.
Roddy, we had
They
good
would go through the
times.
bloodline. Yeah, we had a good time, man. The Dancing Brave years, the
Oh yeah.
Willie Carson, Nashwan.
Yep.
Yeah, we had some good arguments.
I want to
I
ask
think
you.
with Willie Carson Nash one, I don't think I was in Barbados. 'Cause I left Barbados. I left Barbados a good while now. I left Barbados 37 years now.
Yeah.
I left.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't around for Nash one.
I want to ask you both of you guys something when it comes to this Gold Cup and all the excitement surrounding it because we've had like Ramsey, we've had Melnick, Cassie had a horse with Melnick down there, Sterling's. I think some of the Americans had some horses down there too. What was his name? One of the American trainers. Anyways, I'll remember. Just a lot of stuff going on right now. But how important is it for you guys right now, this stage in your life, um, to be, just to see the stands? I guess for when you guys were young, were you able to get inside the stands during this time of the year? And I mean, like, it's a big deal because I don't think there's a lot of people that don't have money that can get in those stands. And like, why is that a big deal?
Yeah, I think as a writer, I was able to get inside the stands, but most of my friends would be on the rail somewhere watching the Gold Cups. Yeah, Derek was a 7.8 guy. He would be on the rail coming up from Bush Hill, and I'm not sure with the other guys, but I was fortunate enough
No,
that
that
I
was
was.
the whole KFL. The whole KFL posse was used to be there.
Yeah,
I mean,
Post and the whole KFL posse used to be by the seven, be
I,
seven and a half along. Yeah, it used to
for
be by the, it
me,
used to be like in the middle of the stretch.
for me,
Yeah.
it's a question that I just want to ask people involved in the racing. Um, when it comes to the Gold Cup, the excitement, um, it's a big deal because I hit up a few of my friends and tell them that I'm coming down for the Gold Cup, and some people are shy to talk about they want to go to the races because for some of them they're not too excited because a lot of times they may not see the race because they're somewhere on the sides or whatever. Now, not everyone can fit in the stands because the stands are not big enough or whatever. But why is that such a big deal? Like after so many years, I find it very interesting that it seems to me like some of my friends are maybe scarred by not being able to get inside the stands. Any of you guys care to answer that or speak
yeah.
on that?
I don't think they're developing. I know around Gold Cup time, there's a little pavilion area. There's some things that you can go. I think last year my people were where the black people stand used to be. I don't want to call it the N word, but in that area they had a pavilion, and then I know by the 7.8 or mile pole, there's another area there, but it's not as popular as it was years ago. So I think you can have your own vantage point. I would say get there early and set up your car, but the stands will probably be sold out.
Hmm. Are those usually
Yeah.
reserved?
And then
You guys been there? Well, there. I mean, Darwin, you haven't been there in a while, right? But there, have you been there lately?
yes, I was there last year. I was there last year, but to be honest, it wasn't a Gold Cup, it was a regular race there. And the crowd that you have on a regular race there, I don't think if you take all of them from the infield around the track, I don't think they'll be able to fully stand.
Those stands.
The Gold Cup
Go-
is what create the droves of people coming to the Garrison Savannah. Is the Gold Cup, and they got to really tip your hat to the Barbados Turf Club, Rosette Pierce and her crew for doing an excellent job because the purses and stuff like that is not much to work with down there,
Hmm.
and it's keeping the sport alive for over 150 years, you know. Small purses, but the passion is there. Look at all them little boys that way we call little boys that leave in Barbados to come to North America, Canada, America, and they're doing good for themselves. So it's a good starting point, you know. But the Barbados is a good starting point for me. That's where my heart is at. About the Garrison Savannah. I can go to any racetrack in the world. I've seen beautiful racetracks, Saratoga. I never been out west I went to Kingland. I went to some of the really top racetracks, but none of them beat the Garrison Savannah.
And why is that for
Inside.
you? Is it because the homely excitement, or is it because of just the whole atmosphere? What is it?
Well, I could always recall my best days, like when Darwin was riding, because most of us as young boys, when we go running horses, we want to be jockeys. And I think Darwin is taller than me. but he was much finer. His bones are still slim. And I
Still
go around
growing.
I go around the horses by Richard Dean to be a jockey. And then when I realized I can be a jockey, I brought Charles Williams with me. So I said, well, if I can't be a jockey, Charles give me a jockey. Because Charles was real small. Do you remember that, Darwin?
Oh yeah, he was a tiny
Charles,
guy.
yeah, Charles was real small. Charles surprised to see how tall he got, And I rode all of my races in Barbados through Darwin. And
Wow.
it's no better fun than that. Over here, I tell people I've ridden in over 45,000 races, but with my eyes, you know.
How you, man, come on, man. Explain that a little bit, man. You've ridden in over 45,000 races, but with your eyes.
Over 40 years of watching racing, from the DVD, not the DVD, from the VCR back to now the racing channels. I watch a lot of races. I clearly watch over 1,000 races a year. Clearly, I watch a lot of races.
Now, I got to tell you something, man, because I want to test you a little bit because, when I speak to the trainers, Lane Guilford, even Ted, when I Gaskin, you speak to these guys and they can remember little details about races and horses. Are you the same as well?
Absolutely. 90% of the times I only have to watch a race once and tell you if it's a 12 horse relay, I can tell you everything happened in that race.
Hey Derek,
90%.
I'm sure you can call the first Gold Cup for this guy.
You better believe it.
Swear to God.
And for that first Gold Cup, I remember, I never forget, I didn't sleep that night. I hardly get sleep. But the Friday night, I told Charles, because Charles is my racing buddy from boys. I said, Charles, let me tell you something. 9 o'clock, I can be at the Garrison Savannah, I don't know about you. All right? Charles looked at me, said, man, Derek said early? I said, all right, I can meet you up there then. When 8:45 was at the Garrison Savannah. My fingers sweating. I scowl. I can't wait for the big one. Can eat, can do nothing. I ate after the race. I didn't even want a snow cone. I was so full with excitement.
Yeah. Yeah, he always recites that call, Precision on the outside, Perfili on the inside. Here, Grateful
That's
Princess, Bo Lewis is
Can
coming.
you commentate races?
Oh yeah, he can commentate like almost every race.
Yes, I could. I can go way back from and think about it. I used to use, my favorite commentator back in those days was Dave Lamy, a guy from Trinidad. Yeah.
So I mean, I can just picture you or listen to you right now saying, and there are no more turns left.
No, he would say that. He'd be like Dave Bernard or Mike Goddard, but he does Trinidad and Tobago really well.
Yeah.
He'll give you some drum fada and those kind of things.
Yes. Yep.
Shouts out to my buddy Dean Springer, man. Shouts out.
No. Those guys. I have one problem with Barbados racing living in America, and that one problem with Barbados racing is that the cameraman have the horses too far away to parading. That's the only problem I have with Barbados racing.
Yeah, it's a little far.
I watching races from New York in Barbados, and the cameraman is so far away. And look at how they do at every track in North America. They give you a close up, you can see the horses, and I think just doing that can create more
buzz.
money coming to the turf club. More money coming to the turf club because people seeing horses close up.
Well,
And
we
so,
had
I
this
can bet this one
conversation.
look better.
I had this conversation with Dean Springer, and we were talking. We started talking about making the races better or whatever, and he was saying there's no money in there's no money. But I was saying you can do a
people
better
can do it
job
for
at
free. People can do it for free. People will
yeah, you
volunteer
can
to do
broadcast
some
it
of
a little
those
bit better.
things. God.
I see the guys, they got guys down there with drones and thing now, but I'm not talking about the drones for the aerial view of the races.
You're
I'm
talking
talking
about
about when the
parade roads.
parade,
Yeah. Mhm.
yes, and the close up, the trail of victory. I like to see when the jock is, taking pictures with the owner and the trainer, and when the jock jump off, you see that trail of victory and the talking, you can see that excitement, and especially if you're rooting for the horse, you you know you feel it, too. That's the only problem I got.
Well, guys,
It's a go
I
ahead.
have to sign off. I have to sign off.
Yep. I was patiently waiting for it.
Yep.
Dar- Darwin, your battery is looking weak.
It's getting low. Yeah, you know how you are. Hey, Derek, the first quote I get is gonna be called "Battery Killer."
He always tell me that.
Battery Killer, my friend.
Hey, look,
And
Darwin,
but I have to
thank you
go.
again, man. Thank you again for
Thank you,
coming on,
sir.
man.
Nice that you're on, Derek. I appreciate you coming on. Got those big muscles there perking.
No. That's the camera. You know the camera is standing up for life.
The camera does add 10 to say.
Yeah.
Mr. Headley, thanks for having me. Coolmore is maybe I'll come on just before the Coolmore or after. But I was expecting Vivley to run well, but I don't know now with the injury. But Pat will run really well.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We're hoping to see this debut in a few days, and hopefully it creates some excitement as well for the fans
Shit.
in Barbados, because we know that the fans down there really truly love the sport and truly love this environment. It's really amazing.
All right, gentlemen. You
And
guys have a good night.
You have a blessed
all
one.
right, Darwin.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
Same to
All right.
All right. Well, over to you now, Mr. Lynch. The floor is yours. Do you care to stick around for a few more minutes, or do you have to
Yeah,
bounce as well?
I can stick around for a few more minutes. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about. I want to ask you, quiz you a little bit about, because a few people were asking a bunch of questions when it came to the racing in Barbados. There was a concern about the time, and why does it take so long to load and so forth. And we've seen that now that has been corrected. Do you think that all these questions are starting to be answered, and people are actually paying attention and listening?
Yeah, and you see, not only that, we in Barbados we have really good horsemen. Really good horsemen we have in Barbados. And then you have some guys that ventured out to North America and they got knowledge and come back and share the knowledge. You know, really good horsemen we got in Barbados. Very passionate, love the sport, so you will find even here in America, you will find some horses that will give a little trouble to. So for me, that wasn't too much of a big concern. It wasn't for me. That wasn't too much of a big concern, because I know they're trying. They're giving it the A game, and they stepped it up a little more with an A plus.
Well, I mean, and
Yeah,
that's pretty
I don't
awesome.
have too much of a knock. I don't have too much of a knock with the racing. As I said before, they're a little repetitive. There's only one problem I got with the racing in Barbados. Me as a fan watching races from New York, in Barbados. But otherwise than that, the guys down there destroy
No, no, no,
youngsters.
no. We're not trying.
Go
We're
ahead.
not trying to. We're not trying to knock anyone. We're just trying to
So,
ask the questions. That's all.
yeah, when you use the word knock, that's just a figure of speech. I know we're not here in this platform knocking the Barbados Turf Club and how things are being done. It's just a figure of speech.
But you know that there's some people are very sensitive to what
Yeah,
they
you're
may
correct.
perceive as
You're correct.
criticism,
Yeah,
right?
you're correct.
But we're not about that. We're just asking questions and trying to get answers. That's all.
Yep,
All right.
understood.
I think I want to ask you some more about are you going to be there for Coolmore, or just only for the Gold Cup?
More than likely, definitely for the Gold Cup, and Don't be surprised if I fly in the Friday night and fly back up the Sunday for the Coolmore.
Oh wow.
That's up in the air.
Now, how has the horse been working? What's the word?
The horse, he ran one bad race. Always was a good working horse with high energy, you know. And he should give a really good account of himself in Barbados. Yeah.
Are are you concerned about anything at all, or just the horse is the honest horse, and we'll see what happens?
Once he runs his race, he will give a very good account in Barbados, both the Coolmore and the Gold Cup. Once he runs his race, he's a nice horse.
Now, I watched that one race. I think the first time when the horse ran, because the horse ran three times at Woodbine, and I see in that first race that he ran, he had a really good run, and
Yeah.
it was really promising in that race. That was a real promising one. Lots of potential joined there, but didn't come back too strong the next race. But I'm pretty sure that you've seen something, and that's what kind of provoked the decision to send it down to Barbados. I imagine.
Well, since the summer last year, Darren and I spoke about it in regards of sending him down to Barbados for those two races. And he being the CEO for Fun and His Son, we come to the agreement, and I said to him, you're the driver of the bus, I'm a passenger. So I let him make the decisions rather than I have a suggestion and opinion. Next person, let him be the one who run the show for the two races. Let him make decisions for riders, trainers. Yeah, because I trust him and I know he'll do everything in the best interest of the horse.
Just so that we're clear, is it going to be another any potential that there's another horse coming, or just the one horse so far?
If there's another one coming, I think it's two of them coming. One with Ted. I think Ted and two other guys um, have one coming tomorrow morning also in Barbados.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few horses that pop up, because I remember last year there was a lot of excitement when Darwin was talking about his two horses down there, and
And
then somebody else has some other ideas.
that would be really good for the racing in Barbados. Bringing in new stock. You know, um, I watch every Wednesday. I watch the show, the other platform journeys,
Hmm.
and I heard Sean said we need horses down, and I agree with him. We need horses in Barbados.
Yeah, I know, because when I spoke with Dean as well, he told me there were about 320 horses or something like that in Barbados,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's important for the sport, the increased population as well.
It brings the crowd out. It gets the excitement going. Rather than just six horses running, you got 12 horses running, and every race they're beating up on each other. You know, it's very exciting.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I want to play my part. So when I come down, I want to definitely. Well, we'll see each other, but we definitely got to do some stories amongst around the horse racing. I know you mentioned you're from Cave Hill, which is pretty much a stone throw from where I'm from, and we can definitely link up, and
Where
maybe
you
we can.
from?
Well, originally I'm from Prospect. Family bounced between Prospect, Hinesville, and Black
Oh,
Rock.
yeah, okay, okay,
That's
yeah, yeah,
my whole family,
okay.
right? So that's
Yeah,
that's that's where it started.
that would be really really good to meet up and very exciting for the World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, and if there's anyone else out there who want to hit me up, let's do something. I've definitely got a few people that I'm working with when I'm down there. I don't plan on really. I plan on resting maybe twice, but I plan on doing some work down there and bring it back, and hopefully they can showcase Barbados and showcase the people who are behind the scenes and doing some good stuff within the horse racing world in Barbados. It's very important that we showcase this so people can get to see who these people are and show their skill on
Absolutely,
the bigger stage.
absolutely.
Well, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I know you're a hard working man too as well. I know you're a businessman as well. You like to do things behind the scenes. I know you know that's how you roll.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, is there anything else you want to put out there before we bounce off of here, man?
Not right now. Um, this is just the appetizer for me being on your platform. We didn't even get to the full course meal yet.
Well, I know that because I know that you have so much information. You have a ton of artillery that you can share with our audience, and it's always good to hear from you. You're always willing and open to speaking. There's so many topics I can touch on. I'm pretty sure that you could chime in and talk about, but I think we can save some of those topics for another time.
That could definitely work. Ain't no problem.
All right. Well, Mr. Lynch, I want to thank you for being on the platform.
Thanks for
We had
having me on
triple
your
D's.
platform, Derek.
Not too often we have triple D's on the platform, and we had them tonight. So I want to thank you again, my man.
You're welcome, man. And thanks for having me again, all right?
All right, anytime, man. Don't be a stranger.
No, I won't be.
All right, man. You take care.
Okay, you too.
All right. All right. That was pretty cool. That was pretty interesting. Darwin Clarke, Derek Lynch. Very good conversation. I think it's going to be very interesting leading up to this Gold Cup and seeing what these two men are doing. A lot of good work happening behind the scenes. I'm always excited and happy to hear from people who are giving back to the community and giving back to a place where they started. And in the case of Darwin, always willing to share, very transparent on what he's doing. Well, on that note, just want to say good night. Until next time, peace.